everybody. Happy Wednesday. As you see today, I am here with a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Ashley Byrd of A&S Photography.
And we're gonna start with the wine because damn, y'all know how I am with these twist tops, and I did it because I didn't want to bring a corkscrew. But now you want
I might. You started the process though. I just helped.
Okay. See, I loosened it for you.
You did. I think.
Oh, that sound. I'm heavy with the pour. Let me stop.
It's all good.
Because, I mean, they know how I am.
I love the glasses though.
Thank you.
Like, these are cute.
And they be
so lightweight.
Girl. So I did a sweeter wine because I know you said that you preferred. This one's 13%.
Okay.
Yeah, we getting lit. And this one's from Washington State. I didn't know Washington made good wine, but my wine guy, he said it's good. Give it a little swirl, see what we got going on. Smells good.
It is good.
It is good. Okay. Cheers.
I like this.
You know what?
Like it's not too sweet. It's good.
For a sweet wine, I'm digging it.
Right.
Okay. Come on, Washington State.
4 more sips.
There is nothing wrong with that.
I got a driver.
See, she was smart. I'm so used to it now. I'll be like, I can get there. I didn't really say that.
You made it home.
I'll be like, I'm good. Yeah, one glass, I'm good. It's after that one glass. I'm not, but this is going to stay with her. The rest of this is hers.
Okay.
Yes, it's all for you, girl.
I just want to look at it. Okay.
It's pretty.
I love this.
I said, okay. And I had to, I wasn't, I'm just going to go in there pick. I said, no, where's my guy? I was like, hey, I need your help.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, wine is so good. It's amazing. Now we're going to get started with a quick rapid fire.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. What's one thing people don't know about you?
Oh my gosh. That I dance at home.
Okay. What are 3 things you can't live without?
A bathtub, wine, Mexican food.
Oh, girl. We got to go out. How would you define yourself in 3 words?
Tall. Fun. And artistic.
Okay, I love that. I will say that you are fun. From what I've seen since we met, you have been very fun. What's heavily played on your music playlist right now?
Her.
Okay, I love that.
Yes, her.
Seeing her at the Super Bowl had me hyped.
That was amazing.
I was like, okay, that was the highlight of the show to me.
And Tim's.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Okay, if you could rate any woman's closet, who would it be?
Issa Rae.
Man, dope ass answer. Yes, I'm with you on that one. Yeah, Issa is winning right now.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Last one. What's one thing you had to learn the hard way?
How to run my business.
And you know what? We're going to segue into that from there. Now, tell me more about that.
So, A&S Photography is my main business, but I also have a few more. So, I have a venue, Camp LA. We have the content home. And then I have a clothing line, the Bird's Nest, which is kind of taking the backseat to some stuff. But I have a clothing line, and then we have a transportation company, On Point Solutions.
She does everything.
And then my kids are all in acting. So I'm a momager.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Man. Now, which one is your biggest focal point?
A&S Photography.
Okay.
That is the breadwinner.
That is the breadwinner
of the group.
I love it. Yeah. I recently got to shoot some headshots with her. They coming soon. I'm excited because it was fun and she made it comfortable for me because I'm like, I'm shy.
You did say that. It's like, we've been talking since I walked in here.
Well, I mean, I get shy. I don't know. I guess it's when I'm not comfortable with something, it really brings out the.
But even in the photos, you didn't seem.
Really? Oh.
You guys will get them tomorrow.
Oh, well, I'm excited.
No, they came out good.
But you did really well.
Thank
because it was just like, okay, just do this. And then I'm like, okay, I got this. And she made me feel more comfortable because I'm like,
I wanted it to reflect your personality and your brand. So
I love that.
I didn't want you to be like,
right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Like, what do you do? Okay.
It was great, but you did really great. What's a day-to-day look like for you?
Cool. Which day? Okay. It's just my week itself. Mm-hmm. So the one thing I learned is pacing myself. So the Sunday through Wednesday, because my kids are with me, Sunday I work, but I work for my church. Okay. So I can go to children's church while mommy's shooting at church. Right. Come home, I may do some photo shoots, but usually the Sunday is a prep for school day. But Monday, Tuesday, I'm usually behind my computer. Yeah. Because Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm shooting, whether it's weddings, more church events, live events, headshots, editorial stuff. Yeah. I'm currently working on my own magazine. So, yeah. I love that. So even taking time for my passion projects, my day-to-day is like drop the kids off at school, come home, edit between the time that they're there. And when they get back, getting them ready for school. And sometimes it's late night finishing edits and videos. Gosh. And don't let them have an audition thrown in there somewhere. And they audition maybe like 5 to 6 times a week. Oh, goodness. Because sometimes we have to drive. So I have to fit that in too. And sometimes they're on set. So my life is it's a constant go. How important is your calendar to you? Like, oh, extremely. If you're not on my calendar, you're not important right now. I have mom brain. I'd be like, what am I supposed to be doing? I tell people all the time, mom brain is real and it's not an excuse. It is legit a real thing. And if you tell me something and I don't put it on my calendar right away, I will forget. And you'll be like, oh, are you coming? I'm like, so even with us, when we set that time and you confirmed, I said, we are confirmed. And I loved it because it wasn't we had to sit there and go, oh, okay. Well, it was like, look, this is my schedule for this week. These are the days that I have open. Which one, works for you? So because I'm just like, it's no point in us in here going back and forth, asking. And I think that's where I get frustrated with a lot of people when it comes to doing things. The lack of, it's just like, just tell me what days you have open. Yes. Yeah. Let me see how we can figure it in within, the days that you do have open. If not, then we got to do another week then. It's not a big deal, but don't, well, I can't do this day. What can you do? I'm the same way. Even when people text me like, hey, I'm like, hey, how you doing? Doing good. How you doing? It's like, and then your brain like, what the hell do you want? Because we've had 15 exchanges and I still don't know what you want. Exactly. And unless you're just genuinely checking on me. Right. But most of the time it's not the case. But get to the point, even if you're doing that. Hey, I just want to see how you're doing. Yeah. Because if I'm doing something else, my brain gets distracted. And then next thing you know. Girl, I have to tell the kids, if you see me like this, don't ask me something. Because you know how hard it is to send a text message and talk to you. Now, I will admit, sometimes I am like a child when it comes to my fiance. And I'll see him doing this. And then, I just be like, hey. So I've had to, after a couple frustrations, learn, hey, because it's now a good time. Yeah, so, you live and learn from, I understand. Yeah. But it was a couple times where it's like, he gonna kill me. And I earned it. I deserve that one. Let me get my thought out. Right. And I could see it in his face when he's like, because he don't want to be rude. Yeah. But it's at the same time, it's like, and I'm like, I know he called me a bitch. I know he did. But I had a question. It was nice. And sometimes them questions be like, you could have saved that. Even my kids, they were like, what day is today? And I'm like, that's what you... I done typed, what day is today? Oh, that is the worst. And I'm like... He has said that to me. Like, you made me type the exact thing you just asked. I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah. So, no, I get it. And then when it happens to me and I don't be wanting to tell them how it affected me because it's like, You have to be mindful of it too. Yeah. So, it's like because of that, it becomes, in my frontal lobe of my brain to where. Yeah. Because they'll walk up and I'm just mid. Okay, this works. And I look and they're like, it's now a good time. I'm like, give me 2 more seconds just to send. And I got you.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
How
Kids
is
are
it
funny.
with balancing your many hats that you wear professionally and your kids? Like, do you have days where you cry to yourself?
Girl, I think everybody does, or everybody should.
Seriously.
Like, and for me, every night it's a bath. So my bath time is mine.
Yeah.
Because 6 o'clock in the morning, it restarts. And even when they're not with me, it's
still chaotic.
Yeah. Like they have a Black History program coming up. It's like, do we have the outfits? Do they fit? Is everything, how is hair? There's an audition. Just sent it. Was it sent? Okay. So it's nonstop. And so I have to take time to sometimes just sit. You know those good sit in the car moments when you get home?
Gosh, yeah. I've had a few of those.
I've had a few of those this week. It's just my boyfriend's like, what are you doing? I take a picture of the garage. Sitting in my car.
Yeah.
I
had one once where I passed the house. I was like, I don't even feel like going in there because I just need to. And I went and I felt a little guilty. Sorry, family, when you guys see this, but I went to the mall and I got a Cinnabon.
Oh.
And I sat in my car in the parking lot and I ate my Cinnabon just to.
And nobody asked you for some.
I didn't have to share.
See, it's the little things.
It's the little things and those little few minutes of just saying, okay, I ate the Cinnabon and then I went back home and I was ready to jump back into everything I needed to do.
Cinnabon and a break.
Sometimes you just need a Cinnabon.
In 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes. But it's crazy that, it's like, and you don't, it's not that you don't appreciate it. And people think when you say stuff like that, you don't appreciate it. And it's like, no, I appreciate my work. I appreciate my passion. I appreciate my kids. I appreciate my family. But they're mentally.
You need time.
Yeah.
Or you're going to snap. Because everybody asks, how do you do this? And stay sane. Like, I don't know.
Liquor?
Mommy juice.
Seriously.
I don't know. Because there are days where it's like so overwhelming that I'm just like, if I don't take a second, I am about to just.
It's going to be like word vomit and you can't take it back. I had to learn that the hard way. You cannot take it back.
Yeah.
And people, they think I'm playing when I say therapy has really helped me a lot because I feel it was one day I had to ask my therapist. I was like, do you think I have ADHD? And she was like, why do you say that? She asked me why. I asked her that first. I said, because there are days where I'm sitting there and there's so much going on in my brain that I'm just like, I cannot focus.
Literally just.
And she goes, no, that is your mind not able to stop itself. Like, even if I'm asleep, like there are times where I'm like laying there.
That's why I be like, the mommy juice. I explain to the kids, sometimes it's needed because if I go to sleep and my mind is still, I wake up and I don't feel like I've slept one bit. I've planned out the rest of the 2 weeks ahead in my sleep. No rest.
I'm waking up sometime like, oh, did I send this email? Oh shit, I forgot to send this text.
Yep.
And then it's 2:00 in the morning.
Or so-and-so didn't pay the invoice. Reminder.
Them payments are a beast and people don't get it.
The system I use sends gentle reminders. That's what they called it. So when people are like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh, I didn't even remind you. My system.
Hey. And it's going to do that every 2 days if you don't until you pay. So, no. Oh, my gosh. And she was like, no, you don't have ADHD.
I think it's just the world we live in. It's so fast-paced. You have to do so much to stay ahead. Because I've been an entrepreneur since high school.
Oh, bless your heart.
So,
and
life is like, it's fun and it's cool to be able to make your own schedule, but it's like, at any moment, these people cannot pay.
Right. And that's when it's not fun. Because you're like, at the end of the day, this is still my livelihood.
I still got these bills that are, every month. Same day every month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, man. Oh, I get it. I can go on and on about that. And, but I'm not. But no, I don't have ADHD. I was just concerned because my brain. And she's like, no, it just happens, especially with, people like us that are, running businesses. running families. You know, it's a lot more than you can handle sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And my people laugh when I say sometimes my stress, if I'm not trying to drink, because I don't want, you know, I used to be every day I'd come home and open a bottle of wine every day. And my fiance looked at me and went, that is not okay.
When it becomes,
yeah, it was
like
getting ready to
habitual coping mechanism.
It was about to be a problem, and I didn't recognize it. Yeah. He recognized it, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta stop," because now it's getting scary. Yeah. So I had to find other ways, and now when I need to de-stress, Pinterest and TikTok.
I love me some Pinterest.
Girl, I got boards of stuff I ain't never tried yet.
Me too.
It makes me feel happy and it calms my brain, and I'm like, okay, like now I can.
This is the one I want my kitchen to look like.
Girl, one day they gonna come true though.
Mm-hmm.
I got boards for picture photo shoots that I want to do. That
let me know.
Yeah,
come on.
I'm like, you know, I'm always down to be somebody's test subject.
Come on. If you have an idea, shoot it my way. I always need to create. So,
and that's oh my gosh, how do you like doing content?
Content for who?
For yourself.
I don't even really get to do content for myself because I spend so much time doing content for others.
Mm-hmm.
And so my friends are always on me like, you need to do this video.
Mm-hmm.
Like my photo class. I teach a photo class, the photo basics. And so my best friend recently was just like, I'm bringing you here to your content home. You're going to go through your photo class and I'm going to make clips and make content for you. So it's like, I need her to make my content because I'm the content maker for everybody else.
But sometimes that's what you need.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I definitely need help.
People don't realize collaborating with other people, you know, asking people for help. And that was a big thing I had to learn as well, because it's hard because you want to feel like you're super, and you are.
And like low-key trust.
Yeah.
Like, will you really get it
breaking
done?
the trust is so, like, you know, my fiance does content as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, because he does it and he's around other content creators, you know, they will ping pong things off each other, whether it's, oh, can we shoot at your house, or can we do this? You know, can you edit this for me? Oh, well, what do you think of this? And then he'll just go and, you know, edit and do some stuff. And it's like, oh, I like that even better than what I already did. And a lot of people don't realize sometimes asking for help, asking people for their opinion, if they do the same thing as you, it helps you get the stuff that you need.
And that's crazy because, like we said, breaking the trust. Maybe 10 years ago in business, I was starting to bring people on to work with me. And those people were taking my images, building their own websites, taking my prices. And it was like, you don't deliver what I deliver. Not in a cocky way at all, but it was just, we made this connection because you wanted me to train you. And so sending them out on jobs and stuff like that, and then come to find out they were stealing everything that I was doing. It was like, I help people start their businesses every day. Yeah. I don't have a problem with that, but it's like, let's be integral about how we're moving. And so it was just like, how do I work with you? And it happened about 3 different times.
And that's a hard one to come back from and trust other people, because you're like, I've already been burned.
Right. Because even now it's like, I need an assistant. And I have people like, can I intern for you? I'm like, sure. But I'm like, what am I going to have you do?
That like, I feel like I could turn over to you and not feel.
What can I have you do? Because I manage emails, invoices, all that stuff, so that it's not overlooked.
Right.
But it's just like, I think that's my biggest struggle right now. Like, I have people like, I want to help you. I want to intern. I'm like, I just need to figure out what I would have you do.
And that's the hard part. It's like, what can I let go of the control of it?
Yeah. Because I feel like even if I gave it to you, I'm still going to be like, is it done?
Yeah. So you're like, I might as well just do it myself.
Right.
No, I get it. And it trust me, it's hard. But like I said, I am always open to help you with anything.
You was like, I'm about to set this tripod up, girl. What you
and I got some clips I need to, you know, I'm just gonna say forget it and, you know, do a reel so that way, because watching you out there was like, you really enjoy what you do. And it shows.
Because when I started this, my mom, I know we see the quote out there now, but this was 15 years ago. She was like, if you pick something that you love doing and you do it, you'll never have to call it work. I can say that there's been times where I'm like, I don't want to go to work. But it's because I shoot a lot for others. When I first started off, I was doing a lot of passion projects for myself. So I started off doing a lot of trades with makeup artists, hairstylists, models. This wine.
The wine is good.
Models so that I could build my portfolio and theirs. And back then it was like, oh, this is fun. It's not work.
But it wasn't making any money either.
Now it's like, okay, you know, some of those days where I want to stay in the bed, it's like, no, I have this wedding, so I need to get up now. Let's get prepped. I need to get ready.
I think the best way to balance it where it doesn't feel like work is doing, like you say, smaller passion projects in between, where it's like, okay, this person needs some help. Let me go ahead and do something for them.
Like I would say now the magazine is my passion project.
I love that.
And so the original goal was the top of this year, but I was like, I don't want to rush it. Brother, I'll call you back later. Sorry, brother, love you. So now it's summer, but it's like, even with that, it's like, this is like my baby. And trying to work with others, I felt like I still have to kind of spearhead this on my own, or it's not going to come out in the time that I want to. So right now it's finding the time to work on that passion project while balancing the workload, the kids, and all this and other.
You know, you saying that, my therapist, because I love reading. Like
me too.
When
but you know what?
I don't have
time. I have all these books.
I've bought books because it's like, oh, I want to read that. The last book I read was Issa Rae's Awkward Black Girl.
I have that one and I started it and have not finished.
And I'm like,
halfway through, and I'm just like, I need to do this in the tub.
I bought freaking Gabrielle Union's second book, We're Gonna Need More Wine.
Oh,
and I bought Michelle Obama's second book. Still haven't read either.
Still haven't read it. Got it.
And I kept
bought Will Smith's book.
I need to buy that one because you know I'm not gonna lie. I want to know.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at their situation because I'm like, marriage is not a group project. Who cares what we think about what they got 100%. Going on? If whatever decision they chose to make, that's on them. However they want their marriage to work, that's on. But I still want to be nosy. I'm not gonna lie.
We're involved because it's in the public light.
Exactly. But if they want their marriage to bring them a financial gain, who the hell are we to say anything about it?
Right.
I'm like, if my marriage can make me some money, shoot, you know what? We're fine. You good with this? Okay, how much are we sharing? Because
what's the breakdown?
You know, collect my coins while I can.
Right.
But, you know, I need to get that one. But my therapist was saying, okay, you're not going to be able to read whole books like you used to. Read a few pages at a time. And I was like, that makes sense.
You know what? That does make sense because I was so used to.
I could read a book in a day.
Yes. But now it's like.
Then you have that guilt. Oh, I needed to edit. Oh, I should have shot this.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have did that.
Like I've been having to make myself go to bed. Because I'm like, if I stay up all night editing and I have to get up to get them ready for school, I'm going to be tired.
Yeah.
And even when they're not with me, I'm programmed to get up 5:30. I'm still going to be tired.
And mentally, you're not going to be your best self.
No.
And you're not going to give your best. And I think that's where we all struggle.
Yeah. Like I realized when my demeanor or my interactions change with them, I'm like, something's frustrating me. It's not y'all. But I have to take that time for myself before you guys come in my presence so that I'm not giving you guys this version of mommy. And on Wednesdays when y'all gone, I'm like, dang, they could have got a better version of mommy.
That mom guilt is for real. I fussed at my son last night and I didn't realize that it made him, and he was just being his normal goofy self, but I was just like a little flustered and he was just talking, and I'm like, okay, be quiet. Okay, be quiet. And it was like, God, stop talking.
That's the worst.
And I was like, and I didn't realize I hurt his feelings until my fiance went, what happened, buddy? He was like, Mommy fussed at me in the car. He said, for what? He said, because I wouldn't stop talking. And I'm like,
it's something about when kids don't stop talking though.
Man, and like, this dude
all
can talk.
4 of mine at one time. When we're in the car from school, I'm almost like, y'all, wait, because I'm cool when I pick them up, but once they're all in the car, it's like my head just starts going. And I'm like,
yes, and you can feel your brain pulsating.
Yes. And I'm like, it's only 5 minutes. Let's just until we can like be in open space and talk. But having one here, 3 there, it's like,
yeah.
Let me
You're like, I cannot.
And my daughter just be like, mommy. She sits right behind me. I'm like, yes, Ari. She's like, what's today? I'm like
you called my name for that?
Or even when she goes to the bathroom, mommy, what? What's the date again? I'm like, Ari, if you ask me the date one more time, I'm gonna just write it on the wall. Let me see the calendar. Because
I had to do that.
Today's Tuesday? Yes. I'm like, oh Lord, I'm thinking you hurt, you bleeding. You just want to know the date.
Yeah. He did that while I was driving once. I said, you cannot do that while I'm driving.
I don't think they
do
understand.
not scream my name while I'm because then it's like I'm thinking something's wrong. I'm panicked. Now I'm slamming on my brakes.
I gotta look behind.
Man.
Girl, one time my kid, I don't know what happened to him. Oh, my car was broken into last year. Camera equipment stolen, everything. Yes. But we got most of the glass out. We vacuumed real hard. But once my son got in one time and there's a little piece and it cut his finger. But I would say this is the calmest moment he has ever had in the car. They loud about everything. This time he was just like, Mommy. It's like, what? He's like, my finger's gushing. I was like, wait, what?
Not gushing.
Gushing. Girl, gushing. I was like, what? So now when they scream, I'm so like,
right.
Somebody died? My oldest is in the frame right now. She just went on a date. Please tell her the date. You know the date. You wrote the date all day in class. One of y'all help me tell her the date.
I could write the date all day and we'll still not know what day it is.
I'm like, that means I gotta grab my phone. I gotta look at the date.
Because I don't even know.
Or even, Mommy, can I pick a song? I'm like, it's only a 5-minute ride. There's only one song that can be picked. Maybe 1.5. All 4 of y'all are not gonna argue over picking a song. And my daughter just wants to play. It's not even called Oh Nana, but the song by Rihanna. What's my name? Over and over and over again.
She's like, that's my jam.
That's her song.
Can
I play Oh Nana?
That is hilarious. I love it. Shout out to Rihanna, by the way.
Girl, we was even in church once.
No, not Rihanna in church.
And somebody was praying, and she was like, "Oh Nana, what's my name?" And I looked. I was like,
God knows her heart.
My sister-in-law was like, "Oh my gosh, it's our favorite song." She just thought it was appropriate. She's like, "What's my name? What's your name?"
She caught the Holy Ghost.
I was like, "This is." Oh my gosh.
You're like, what did I do?
Yeah.
It's okay.
That was hilarious.
It's okay.
She was like 3.
Hey, that's her truth. That is her truth. You leave her alone.
It was just during prayer. It was just like, what?
You're like, what did I do?
Why now? There's not even a song playing. Yeah.
It's okay. You know.
It's so funny.
They give you some of your best memories, and when they become adults and you tell them these stories, you will definitely be like,
they're like your best friends and could be your worst enemy
at the same time.
So they were like, Mommy, why you gain weight? And Daddy didn't.
Oh,
I said, well, my role was a little different.
He got the easy part, the fun part.
Right. And one was like, you're not fat, you just fluffy. Because they were looking at I was like, high school was a stick. I was like, I don't know if that made me feel any better.
You know, I just want to tone it, but I'm not doing the things I need to do to tone it. So do I really want to tone it? Or am I okay with being fat?
You know what? I waist trained since the last time I saw you. Every day but today. I was waist trained the day I saw you. Almost died shooting pictures. I was like, yeah. I think I dropped something and I was like, how am I going to get this?
That's one of them is going to stay there for now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think y'all saw me, but once I packed up, I picked it up. I was struggling.
Why'd you say something? I asked you if you needed help. I came to help you.
Because you were talking to them, so it distracted them, so I could just
well, at least I was able to help you out. Yeah, okay.
Lean.
That is great. I love it.
We got to do the little things.
Exactly. Oh, man. Yeah, see? moms, y'all can relate to everything that we are saying right now. It's you love your kids, and I hate when people make you feel bad about talking about your kids, but sometimes that's the best therapy.
Yeah. Like people were like, actually, you got a lot of kids. I'm like, yeah, it's just 4. But it is a lot. It's a lot at one time because it's so many different personalities like that you're dealing with and working with. Yes, and I think that was probably one of the biggest lessons I'm still learning, like I have to deal with them all very differently, and it's taking time to deal with you one-on-one and not just looking at you as a group.
Right. Right. What now? I'm not a big into astrology, huh? But I'm very into those signs. What are they?
I had 2 Scorpios.
Oh.
1 Aries. And Aquarius is January.
January what?
31st.
Yep. My honey's an Aquarius.
My honey's a Leo. I didn't say a rar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love my Aquarius. My son is a Pisces.
Ooh.
My daughter is a Cancer.
I am Cancer.
Okay, I'm a Pisces. I love it. Hey, water signs. You know, that's why we're the best.
I think I get the most trouble from the Scorpios, though.
I believe you.
It's my oldest and my youngest. So my oldest son and my daughter.
Oh, wow. You're getting it.
And they walk around like, we're October babies.
Of course we're going to piss you off.
She's like, can you share with me? We're October babies. Or people like, can I have some of that? We're October babies. I'm like, when did this
become a thing?
October baby thing start? It's been within the last year.
That is crazy.
Because she's 5.
That's so cute, though.
11.
Oh.
But their birthdays are a day apart.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. He was mad. Hers is the day before his. I made it home on his birthday. He was like, I don't have a party. I was like, you have a sister. She's less than like 12 hours old. He was like, I still don't care. Get a party. Right. So like 2 days later, we had the grandparents come over the house to see the baby. But he was like, this is not a party for me. I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than having. So my son was due after my birthday. And I was very adamant about him coming out before my birthday. I was like, I'm not going to be pregnant on my birthday. Like, that's where. And people laughed when I said that. And he would have came a lot sooner, but because I'd never gone to term with any of my pregnancies, they were like, nope, we're not doing it.
Never gone to term?
Never. So my older 2, both premature. I was like, okay. And the one was, he was 2.5 months early. Wow. And the other one she was a month and a half early. A month and a week. I'm not going to say a full half. A month and a week early. He was a few days early. He was he was due the 17th. He came on the 11th, and I willed him out of me. And
he only had one that came before.
I said, oh no, we are not. And people kept laughing. They're like, you're not due yet. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not trying to be pregnant on my birthday. I don't want to share. And then my fear was he was going to come on my birthday. And I was really going to lose. He's the 11th. I'm the 14th.
Wow.
Wow.
See, I got July. Well, no, not all to myself. My grandma's the 4th and the 9th. But she's 88, 32. Well, we're doing different things. So
every year that she gets older, you got to celebrate because you don't know.
Of course. So last year we had a birthday party for her, and they did it on my birthday weekend. They were like, "It's okay." I was like, "Give Granny your weekend. It's fine." She's 88. I too. No, I only had my first one was like 3 weeks late, and every appointment because at that point you're every week just waddling. And I was like, "We'll see you next week, but you won't be here. You're gonna have them next week." And it kept going, and then they were like, "All right, tomorrow we're introducing you." I'm like, "Thank you." Like,
but 3 weeks,
and I was already 4 centimeters.
Oh,
so I was literally.
You're like, come out already.
He did not want to come out. And the first 2 are 14 months apart. So when I found out I was having a second, I cried, girl. I was like, how can I do this again?
Yeah.
What you mean?
The second one.
Only like 5 months.
My second one jumped out of me.
Everybody else jumped out.
Yeah. Like from the first contraction to the time we got to the hospital, I was begging for the epidural that time. I was like, give me the epidural.
So I got the epidural because I was induced with him. The second one, my doctor was like, you could have your baby Friday. I was like, I could just pick a date because it was Super Bowl weekend. He didn't want to be in the hospital on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So he came on Friday because they induced me, but it was like 2 hours of labor, and then it was like after him, I was like, I could just have babies. It was easy. The last two were like a laugh and a push, and then it was just like, here's your baby.
I wish. Well, I'm just gonna say this. Everyone that told me that I was still young to have a baby at 33, you lied.
Everybody keeps asking me if I want another one.
We had that conversation, and I said, before my last one, oh my gosh, I would be like, oh, my uterus was like, girl, yes, we want another baby. Now I'd be like, nothing.
Because you said the age gap.
Yeah, so we're a blended family. Oldest is 27. Youngest is 7 turning 8. Why in God's good green earth would we even think about another?
So who's above the 7?
14.
That's still, okay.
Wow. There's no way I would ever want to, be like.
Are literally 2012, 14, 16, 18.
Damn.
I know.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Pulled a Kevin Hart.
I said the same thing.
No, I would not know. My body is like, I can never. Hey, sorry.
That was like in 2020? Nope.
There's no way I could do that again. I would never want to do it again. And right now I'm not going to say selfish, but I am a little more selfish with certain things. Like I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night, for feedings every couple hours. I don't want to have to, change diapers anymore unless I choose. Like if I say I want to babysit, friends, baby, nieces, nephews, things like that. That's the only way I want to do it. I don't want to have to do it.
I'm still kind of, well, that's probably because I'm still in the middle of it. I got a lot at home.
Yeah.
I don't want any extra.
I don't
They
either.
were like, can we have a sleep? Y'all enough.
And there are moments where you can handle it. Like even me with holidays sometime, it's like where I have to mentally prepare because you don't want to go in with, oh man, I got all this stuff going on. You want to go in with a more vibrant attitude. So when you've been dealing with, your own stuff and then the holidays are coming, you're like, I gotta get it together.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like I had to cook more younger before I had kids than now because we just go to my dad's and my dad has this awesome fascination now with cooking. So people like, Ashley, what you want to bring? What do you need me to bring? Drinks. I got you. I can do that. I'm like, because before I had kids, I was like, my family is a Southern household. So I was in the kitchen cleaning out the turkey.
I've only done that one time.
Oh, that was my job. Making the stuffing, chopping the cheese for mac and cheese.
I love that though.
Yeah. And my grandfather is 90. He'll be 92 this year. And if he could, he would still be in there. Like he still comes down, he still cooks and stuff like that. But that was his thing. It was me. It was him, and then me as a sous chef.
I love it.
Yeah, just.
And when you're at, holidays and family events, do you take pictures there too?
Oh no.
You know what?
It's funny because my dad used to be like, take your camera everywhere you go. I'm like, that thing is heavy. No. If I had a smaller one, maybe, but those are probably the days where I actually sit and relax the most.
And you need those days.
Yeah.
Does your family ever try and guilt you into doing it? No? Okay.
Because my dad, so I do photo, my dad and my stepmom do the photo booth. So now he has his own DSLR. So
you can do it if you want pictures. You got it yourself.
Yeah. He'll go around, he'll snap. He'll be like, how's this look? And I'll make the little adjustments. He'll go and finish doing it.
I love that.
Because we just went to the Bahamas. It was the week before I met you. The week I met you, I got back that Monday.
Oh, wow.
And people were like, you didn't bring? No. I did not bring my camera. My cell phone did perfectly fine on that trip.
If you have an iPhone, there is no reason in the world to be sitting here going, I can't do X, Y, and Z.
It's perfectly fine.
I'm like, my iPhone does a whole lot of things that a regular camera can. I'm not going to go spend, I already spent over $1,000 on my phone. I'm not going to go and buy another separate camera to have to lug around.
Yeah. You understand me.
I thought about it at one point because I was like, oh, I'm doing all this content. And now I'm just like, I got too many phones.
Yeah. Even when I bought the 14, I have the 14, not the Pro, not the Plus. Because he was like, oh, it's just, you can take great pictures with the other ones. I was like, I have a camera. He was like, get this one. I was like, okay, I just needed an updated phone. I have a camera if I wanted to just be out there. And
yeah,
I know. Why is it so like?
I got my big phone. Look at that. I love it. I tried the smaller phone and it felt like I kept throwing it on the floor.
My boyfriend's phone, he has the Pro, and you could tell like he placed our phone down, we accidentally grab. I'm like, that's not mine. That's too big.
He's like, it don't even feel good in my hand.
It's a little compact.
I love that.
But you know what? The Pro would probably feel. Yeah.
I don't know. And I wasn't into phones like that.
I wasn't either.
Until I got my first iPhone. And then. You want to go step out and take it?
I can't. Do I got to move? Can we just cut it out?
Yeah.
Yellow.
I'm like, I hear stuff. Like,
that he was like, is it parked on one side? He said, I don't want nobody to like, pull up in front of me. I was like, bro, you know how to get to the house. I'm listening to you yell at the people in traffic.
Hilarious. That's so funny.
We're 15 months apart. It's the funniest thing.
I don't even remember what we were saying.
Girl, hold on. I don't know either. I feel like we had a good pause though.
We did.
Like we ended it.
Yeah.
We were talking about holidays.
Yeah. Yeah, you were getting back from your trip.
Mm-hmm. And we were talking about the iPhone.
Yeah. But no, I think a lot of people, they put too much pressure on themselves to have to get a actual camera.
Like in my photo class, because I teach like lighting and stuff like that, like lighting can help with the small things of a phone. And the phones have the aperture and all this stuff.
Right.
It's the same type of thing. Most people that I know that make content, it's all off of the phone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You really don't need all
my camera is heavy.
I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how
I'm still doing. I need to get a lighter camera.
But I'm pretty sure that you'll be like, I miss my other camera.
Oh yeah, I would still have it.
Mm-hmm.
I would, if I got a new camera, which I need to, because this one's kind of like, yeah. I saw it doing something. I was like, I can't trust you no more.
You like you on your last leg.
Yep. You hear the truck. So I would get another one and then still have that one. Like I would get another one to learn and then still have the one that I'm comfortable with.
No, that's good.
Because I can work that one in like
exactly
25 seconds. That is a real rig.
Yeah. We distracted, we had to take a little pause and we back, but it was some stuff going on and it's nothing bad. But now we're hearing all the sounds, all the things. It's okay. And it's so funny because of that, people ask, well, how do you deal with, distractions? And when I first started this journey, I was all about perfection. And then it became, I'm still living real life while I'm doing this. And these distractions are now a part of.
And they're funny.
They are, because I've had once where I get live. I'm live.
See, I don't know if I trust my kids enough to go live.
Sometimes the little sucker does what he does.
Mine be running around naked.
But
they be like, huh? I'm like, no.
It's the dog the dogs really do the most when I decide to go live. Like it was once where it was just like, okay, so my honey had to go outside real quick. And they really only listen to him. Like the dogs treat me like my kids do. They don't listen to me. I just don't get no respect from none of them. But he walked outside, so the dogs was like, oh, it's our time to shine. They like, ruff, ruff, ruff. I was like, oh, God.
What type of dogs are they?
A Frenchie and a Maltese. And they are young. They're very young dogs. And they decided they wanted to, let everybody know we are here. We up in this thing. And I said, okay, well, I was like, excuse me for a second. I was like, well, let me just let them roam. Maybe they'll shut up. Well, that was the wrong thing to do because one dog decided he wanted to shoot across where I'm at and he knocked over the light. And I'm like,
see, dogs are like kids. Yeah. It's when you're live on the phone. It's like when guests come over. I'm looking at my kids like, y'all don't do this.
They were like, hello.
Y'all do not do this.
Well, they did it. And I was just like, and the only thing I could do was laugh. Like, this is where you're being tested to see if all that patience you've been talking about practicing is the real deal. And all I could do was laugh and put everything back up. And I was like, yep, there we go. So, yeah, I have those moments. I have those moments. And it is what it is. But how do you deal with, the distractions that happen, when you're doing things?
Let me just say hi. Hi, Ryan.
2 minutes later.
So yeah, how do you deal with those distractions when you're working?
I go with the flow. I feel like I'm distracted every day I'm working. It's something. Because even with the kids being in the industry, I can't control that. So
right.
It pops up at any moment. So for me, it was learning how to kind of go with the flow and just adjust. And now when they're like away from me, it's like trusting that it's handled.
Right.
Because even that, I'm like, all right, this is the time that the audition should have been turned in. I wonder is it turned in? But you know what? I'm like, check. But if the agent called me, I'm like, dang, it wasn't turned in. Like,
right.
Okay. But dealing with those distractions, I just kind of have to take a second and breathe. Just go. Because with kids, it's unexpected.
It is very unexpected.
They could get sick. I mean, I've had moments where, oh my
out
goodness.
of nowhere.
Last Thanksgiving break, all of my kids got the stomach flu. It was the worst. I mean, both ends. It was the worst. So it was like one, and it ran its course for 2 weeks. And the doctor was like,
it's just got to do its thing. It just has
to run its course, and it takes 2 weeks. And I was like, I've never had to clean up so much stuff at one time from big people. And my son was just like, I'm trying. He's like, that was probably the biggest, I'm not even calling it a setback, the biggest adjustment. Because I'm like, oh, Thanksgiving break, y'all gonna be home. I can get all this work done. I got my calendar set up, and boom, everybody's sick. And it's like, I don't want to. I didn't catch it. She said it was going around in kids, but I was just like, thank God I didn't catch it, because how was I supposed to work
and still do all that? Yeah, no. That's one of them where you're like.
So it was just breathing, and luckily, like with my business, I give myself extra time. So I tell people edits, can take a week. When realistically, I can sit down and knock them out in a couple hours. But it's because I have life going on that I'm not going to. I had to also learn not to say too much during my shoots.
Right.
Because I'm like, girl, I can fix that. Girl, I can fix that. Now you asking me to fix stuff that shouldn't be fixed. And
can you get rid of my stomach?
I had somebody ask me, could I open their eyes? And I said, I can, but I don't know what we're going to see. Because if the camera didn't catch your eyeball,
how am I?
I'm open. It's just going to look like black space. So it was just, I had to just be like, oh, I can do that. But here's a realistic time frame where I won't be insane. And then I leave room for distractions and changes to pop up in life to happen. Because I used to be stressing.
I did too. And every now and then I have to snap myself out of that, because that's the version of me that my family does not like, stress mom. Because
I don't think anybody likes stress mom.
I know. And I
don't like stress mom.
I don't. And I have guilt about that too. Because then it's like I treated myself unfairly. I treated, the people around me that care about me just as bad. And then it's like, now I feel guilty about that. And I'm over here trying to be all soft and make it up to them, where if I just learn to just laugh. So now I laugh at a lot of this stuff.
I think my kids think I was crazy when I started laughing. They be like, she okay? I think I told you.
Yeah.
When I had a glass of wine, and my second oldest was like, see y'all, we stressed her out. I was like, that's not why.
You're like, sometimes I just enjoy a glass of wine.
I'm chilling right now. see, we stressed her out. I was like, please don't relate that to that. Like,
yeah.
And y'all aren't the ones,
It's just life.
It's just,
and sometimes they're collateral damage, and it sucks.
Sometimes you just ran through the house and yelled at the very wrong moment. I'm like, y'all know we're not running through the house. First of all, stop yelling. Like, I'm like, go tell your brother this. Moses! I'm like, I could have done that. I could have go to him.
Please.
I could have very just, I could have done that.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I found myself apologizing so much that where it's like to the point where it's like, okay, be more aware.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying, with me and he's on the phone, be more aware. And I think that's where so many people are losing,
Yeah. And like you said, you with him on the phone, I had to be more aware of me being on the phone in front of my boyfriend and he's trying to show me stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I come off uninterested, and not that I'm uninterested. It's my mind is thinking about 50 million things. My face might just be like,
yes.
Like, yes. I might have a frown. Like, our family frowns. Like, even my little daughter frowns. But it's just like, I have to be more cautious of how I'm reacting. And even with my kids, like, Mommy, I did this at school. And I have to not be like, oh, really? I have to just be like, really? How did that go? How did it turn out? Okay, that's good. And not so critical, even of like kids being kids at school. Like, my kids are good. I have a lot of people say my kids are good. And sometimes I be like, I need y'all to sit down. Like, y'all not listening. We always talk about listening. But they're like, your kids are so well behaved. And I was like, I guess they are, because I've seen some bad kids.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
Mine's just don't listen all the time. But even in that, it's like leaving the room for them to be kids. And not, they are not perfect. None of us are perfect.
No.
And so I think for the longest, I used to feel embarrassed when my kids would do stuff. And it was just like, I have to give y'all room to be kids.
The grace
y'all
to
are
be
still
kids. Yeah.
Great kids. Y'all just, if y'all running in church, I ran in church too when I was young. Just now, this ain't the time. And so, it's just still a learning process.
I don't even think once they become grown, you still learn. Because every person is different.
Yeah.
So you have to handle them like them. Yeah. Not, so it's
even looking at my parents, like, it's interesting, like, still being their kid. Like, I still feel like their kid. And then being a parent to kids is like, it's an interesting dynamic.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Man, but you got this, girl.
I do.
You got this.
I do. And I'm like, I don't want to rush y'all to grow up, because my 11-year-old will be 12 this year. And I'm like, oh my God, you're going to be 18 in 6 years. Like, and once you're 18, everybody else is just immediately
right behind
you. So I don't want to rush the process, because now I look at them and I'm like, I remember you little, but it's like, you're not my baby anymore.
I will say, after having adult kids now, that's one advice I give to people all the time. It's something that's one of my biggest regrets, is not appreciating them while they were still young. Like the things I do with my youngest, I wish I would have done with them.
Yeah.
But if I'd known better, I would have done better.
Yeah.
But it's, oh my gosh, it's like, man. So sometimes I feel like I overcompensate a little bit sometimes. Like, oh, I need to be there, for this. Because I'm like, man, I wasn't there for that. Or I missed out on a lot of things.
Even this weekend coming up, they have a Black History program that was scheduled on a Friday. And it was moved to a Saturday. But it was on the school calendar. And I'm like, I had it in for Friday. And now I can't make it because I'm working on Saturday. And I'm just like, I want to be there. But grandparents are going to be there.
But it's still not the same.
But it's like, this is my daughter's first Black History program.
Oh.
And she has a whole part. Like, hey, Black child, do you know who you are? She does that whole little part. And I'm like,
it does make you feel sad.
I'm going to miss it. And she's Snaggletooth right now. It's just so cute.
Oh my gosh, my baby lost his teeth. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Like, just nothing.
Nothing.
And then she lost a molar. So she was trying to eat an apple on Sunday. And I was like, honey, we got to cut this. I don't know why you're trying to take this whole apple to you don't have what you need in the front. Like,
you can't dig in it.
Not at all. The molar is at the bottom. I'm like, you're just
struggling.
You're struggling.
She on the
So
struggle
even that,
bus.
it's just like I feel like my kids are so much a part of me and my identity. I don't know where I no.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say that too. That's how I was for a long time. And
we talked about this because then I told you I had felt like I lost my identity in motherhood.
Yeah.
And it made some changes. Actually ended up divorced after that conversation. But it was, I lost my identity in that whole life. Like, I was like, this ain't me.
Yeah.
I wasn't even having wine like I wanted to then. Like, I felt guilty to even partake in wine at that time because it was like I was doing so much, and I was like, this is not the life. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing.
I agree. I didn't know who I was. I'm gonna be honest, and I was telling my therapist that I said I went from, my grandparents to being with somebody. Now I'm a mom. So I was what everybody else wanted me to be.
You literally said, that sounds like my story.
And what I needed to be for everybody else. And then, with the person I'm with now, it was just like, and he's very firm on no, do this, do that. And it took me time because you got to unlearn. And people think, oh, well.
Around what age?
So he and I met when I turned, met to where it was like, okay, now this is something serious, when I was 32.
I was about to say, for me, it was happening when I was about to turn 30.
And so
imagine something about that.
Them 30s.
Yeah. I was like, I'm about to be 30.
But even when he and I was like, I was going through all that transition. So he wasn't even getting the best of me.
Same. Yeah.
And then I still, it's like now I'm with him and he's got to watch me through all these struggles. Still trying to. The last year has really shown me a lot about myself and the evolution of who I really am and going to be and meant to be. And I'm in my early 40s now, and it's just like, dang, it really took this long.
It like rolled up out of me. But you're in your 40s. Look, come.
Yeah.
That's going to be me.
Yeah. And I'm just like, you got this.
Gosh,
but at least you're doing it now. I didn't have, if I had.
Sorry, it was like 28, 29. That was when I was like, it was just, I think I was listening to Sir. Like, it was like that whole phase. And I was like, I'm not being myself.
No.
And I had the conversation. It was just like, you're not. Like,
and it's rough.
It was rough.
I was dressing how people still wanted me to dress. I wasn't, I was wearing my hair like people still wanted me to wear my hair. I was talking how people wanted me to talk. Things that I found pleasure out of, I wouldn't openly talk about it because you just felt like you're in this box and I think that frustrated me more because it's just like, this is not happy for me.
Because even with posting on social media back then, I felt like
I didn't even have social media.
I felt like I was posting what people
wanted,
or I was censoring what I was posting because I was worried about what someone thought. I was like, no, I don't care. Not even in a disrespectful way. Of course, I'm not posting stuff that's inappropriate, but it's like, I'm being me, and you can take it or leave it.
When I say it was so bad for me, I wouldn't even talk about sex with my friends.
Wow. Same.
Because I was raised that's, you don't. Now I'm like, oh no, like, girl, let me tell you.
Point of having girlfriends, like,
wine downs are wine downs. I feel
like I missed
so much
in my 20s, and not even blaming becoming a mom early because I had my first at 21, but it was just like I started to fit into this mode of. It's not a good girl mode. It was just it was a safe and comfortable mode, but it still wasn't
comfortable.
It wasn't comfortable at all. And it was just to fit the needs of the people that were around me. But I was at war with myself and I was at war with the situations I was in because I was like, I am not moving it as my authentic self.
No, because you didn't know who your authentic self was.
And I had put away even like desires, and I used to call them like Disney fairy tales, the things that I thought these were things I desired, and I just thought maybe they can't happen. Now they're happening. So it's like, it was just, don't put aside your dreams and what you want because you feel like, this is just the life. These are cards that were dealt to me. It was just like, let me tap back into those things. And after that, just real conversations happen and real shifts happen in life. And now I'm just...
You can be a better version of you. And you still grow every day and realize new things that bring you excitement.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that because oh my God, it was so bad. So I felt limited and in this box of, oh, I have to do this. I can't do that. I was just telling my fiance, I said, I don't even know if I ever told you this. I said, but I had this one friend whose mom was close to my family. She knew my family. I could go to her house. She could, and they didn't let me at everybody's house. And her mom would buy, because we were the same size. So if her mom bought her something, she would buy me something. And it was once where she had bought an outfit and I was like, she's not going to. And I went to private school. So it was, and she was like, oh, I'm just going to keep it in my backpack and you can change clothes. But that just happened to be one of those days where I got picked up early.
Oh my God.
And I didn't know why I was going. I got called down to the office and I didn't know why I was going down there. Well, my grandmother was standing right there. And I walked in and I'm like, and I knew I was in trouble because she didn't say nothing. Even the drive home, I'm like, just yell at me. I was like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it.
I used to put it under like the sweatpants.
No, I was like,
oh.
Yeah, she said, that is not what you left the house in. She said, go get your backpack. That was the only word she said to me. I said, I'm going to get it. I'm going to die today. Today is the day I die.
I don't know, I feel like the nervousness.
Yeah.
For you.
My palms are sweating right now. Like it was, but it was, it was a lot of that. And because she raised me in a church, like I was in the church.
No. And literally, that was one of the things but I was wasn't a healthy church. Like the church I'm in now is to me, in my opinion, is healthy because it embraces
your individuality.
Yeah, you're allowed to be you. We all love God. We all in the same spot. But you can't.
I hate that.
It was just like, that was me growing up. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to be the good wife, the mother, the praise and worship leader. I'm not going to say anything, but there's a lot of stuff that was just like, this is not lining up where what's in the Bible. And so it was just like, after a while, I was like, I got to speak up about stuff because this is not right. And so that's literally shifted out of that church. And I was just like, okay, now that I'm free and I'm an adult, let me observe, like look at myself and see, in these years, was I happy? Like, yes, I'm doing the good stuff, but can I be like, I was actually happy? Am I being myself? Like, and I felt like I lost myself in that mode in church, doing all of this stuff. And I'm like, we gotta have a conversation. Yeah.
So,
and I was gonna ask you, were you in church? Because I'm like, her stuff's on my life. And usually it comes from a controlled environment.
Yes, definitely. And
because even the sneaker with the
man,
I think I wore shorts.
I had on biker shorts.
Yes, shorts.
And
but I left the house in sweats.
Yeah.
And she didn't know I had on shorts. And my mom showed up to the school too.
I said, my goodness.
And I was like, this would be the day. You were never here. You're never here. Why are you here today?
What did I do to deserve this right now?
I was happy, having a little tank top on, shorts, and Uggs. Shorts and Uggs.
I was minding my business. Living my best life.
Showing my legs.
I mean, even when I met my family, I was still, it was just like certain things I wouldn't wear because my ex didn't like it. Oh, you don't dress like that. You look like a hoe. How do you tell the person that you are with you look like a hoe? Who says that?
That's rough.
You look like a hoe, like you tell your person that you say you love, you lay next to every night,
rough.
you look like a hoe.
That's rough. I still find myself.
So now I'll be like,
conservative. You like, let it out.
Now I'm like, and it's a matter of, there's a certain amount of, but I don't feel like I look like a hoe, and I'm not a hoe.
Right.
And even if I was,
why you put my business out there?
So be it. So be it. But you missed out on what the better version that you could have had because you want to call me a hoe.
It was so even if I was.
But no, it's like now that I'm coming more into who I was supposed to be, even speaking up for myself. I wouldn't do that because it was like, oh, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. Mm-hmm. And now it's like I try to be, respectful when I, do even talk to people. Like if I know, like even if I have friends that are, it's just like, you hurt my feelings. Well, that's not what I was trying to do. Just, like, no, we're not going to gloss over what happened. You clearly don't think you did something wrong. Yeah. That's fine. However, I'm telling you, when you did this, that bothered me. And I would appreciate if you didn't do that again.
That's majority. Let's see. I need more people like that around me.
I think a lot of people do, but a lot of people don't want to speak up because, X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, my therapist had to tell me, if you lose people for voicing certain things, then they weren't meant to be there, and you cannot continue to beat yourself up over whatever.
I've lost a good amount of people since my finding myself, and I'm not mad at it.
No,
like I'm happier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at more peace,
mm-hmm.
And it's just, like they say, you're a new level. You have people who go with you, people who don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like those who are still here are needed
to help me along with this journey. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm proud. I'm glad it's happening for you younger than it was for me. And that's why I tell people all the time, I'm the very way with my daughter that I am, because while I can't teach her everything, she still has to go through her own stumbling blocks. If I can help in certain ways, help her be the best version of herself as early as possible so she doesn't end up in the same.
Yeah. I feel like it's helped me deal with my kids, because even, you have people that try to parent your children. And it's like, no, not your place. Right. This is mine.
Mm-hmm.
Mine. So when they're growing up, I allow them to express themselves, because I want to know what's going on, what has frustrated you, or what's bothering you.
And they need to know how to handle those big emotions.
Right.
We have moments where we're in big emotions and we don't know how to handle it. So how can we expect these little people?
Because even one of my sons, when he asks questions, his intention is not to be rude, but I have to teach him, I have to teach you how to ask a question so that it doesn't come off rude. Because when he says something, sometimes you be like, hold on. And it take a second, but you can see in his eyes that he's genuinely just wants to know the answer. Like, are we going to eat right now? When it's like, Mommy, I'm hungry. Can I have something to eat? But it's how it comes off. Be like, dang, like you didn't give me no time to even. So I had to tell him this week. It was just like, you don't understand how sometimes when you say stuff, it can be very sharp. And if I'm taken back by it, I know even people that are older than me might be like,
who are you, little boy?
And he's like, he gets in trouble at school with that sometimes, because he's like, no, they said I did something, and I'll tell them that wasn't me. And he's like, I'm just telling them I didn't do that. This was so and so. But how he's just he's straight to the point. He's the most loving, sweet, genuine child I have.
Like my baby.
His nickname is Buddy. Like, this is just he's Buddy. And so, but he's like, when I got divorced and started dating, he was just like, he said, if you're happy, I'm happy.
Oh.
And I see that you're happy, so I'm happy. And I was like,
did you cry a little bit?
He had on a little suit jacket. We were headed to audition. I was like, I feel like I'm talking to a grown man sitting here. He said,
because kids have big emotions and they see too, and ultimately they want us to be happy.
Him and my oldest is like, no, I want you to do this, and I'm like,
you're like my life still.
Right. And my second oldest is like, no, you're happy, I'm happy.
I love that.
And what makes you happy makes me happy.
That's special.
I'm like, you've handled this so well.
You're like so diplomatic. I love it.
It's interesting. And so even with that, like me being able to have those conversations with them, like, express to me.
Mm-hmm.
And even, like you said, therapy. We've sent them to therapy. Like, and they have helped them learn how to identify emotions and control the response. So it's like there's that, they gave them that extra step that I couldn't.
The tools that we don't give,
Yes.
because I will say in the Black community, we do not promote, for one, we made people feel like if you were in therapy, you were crazy. And I feel like that was one of the biggest stigmas with people not going to get help.
Right.
And why so many people.
Everybody needs to talk to somebody.
My goodness. Therapists have therapists.
Girl, I sat in his first session, and as soon as she asked him a question, son broke down. And I felt like I wanted to break down. And she was like, Mom, now I'll talk to him. And I'm like, okay, but I want to talk to you. Like it's something about the need to just express and just get it off your chest. So for me, I journal.
I got to get better with that, because she's always telling me, because remember I told you about the ADHD question. That's what made her tell me to journal. She's like,
you gotta get it out.
You've got too many thoughts at one time, and you are ultimately going to drive yourself crazy if you don't get it out. And then it didn't help that I was, and this recently just happened where somebody was like, why are you trying to sabotage yourself? And I was like, and it affected me to the point where it's like, now I'm thinking about that. Like, it's in my frontal lobe where I'm more conscious of it, because it's just like, I am doing that. Why do I do that?
You got a journal. Target got some great books.
Let me tell you.
And I got one on the front. It's like,
we should make a journal.
We should. On the front, the cover is venting. It's like, this is my book, and I'm going to write crazy stuff, and I'm going to get everything out of my mind, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, this is my life. You have spoke to me, journal. And I don't do it as often as I used to. But there were moments where it was just like, because if you don't journal, it's almost like let's just say you're frustrated with your fiance. It's like, I'm going to keep coming to you with the same thing because I got it out, but I didn't get it out. And so the journal is like no judgment. And even sometimes I journal, and when I go back to read, I'll tear that page out, because then I'm over the situation. And I don't want to reread and put myself back in the emotions.
I used to do that with screenshots. Like, if somebody make me mad, I'm screenshotting it so I can, and then I'm like breaking it down, and I'm like over analyzing, and I'm just like, oh, well, you said this, well, I should have said that. And then it's like,
but those conversations you have with yourself,
man, replaying arguments in my head. And then it's just like, well, then it became, and I was saying, it was once where it was just like, I've had arguments, I've been dead in the middle, and I realized, oh, I just misunderstood. And now I got to stand on business now, because I'm stuck here. And dang. But then it's just like, feel that. But then I noticed my approach is softened once I realized, oh, I just misunderstood, and now I'm coming at you wrong, and oh crap. Okay. I'm just gonna soften. Can I hug you? Like, that's gonna fix it. I done pissed you off. I done calmed down because I realized I was the problem. But can I hug you? So yeah.
I've never done that one.
That was the problem.
Yeah. I feel like if somebody was in your shoes and did that, I'd be like, come on.
Yeah, but once you done piss the person off,
get the hug.
It's like, damn it. You might get one of them hard pats on the back end. Yeah, no, so I just, it's one of those where it's like, I'm a lot more conscious about it. And a lot of it, and it depends on who it comes from too. Like, if I really don't have a lot of respect for you, and you're not somebody that cares about my well-being, what you say to me is not going to affect me the same way as somebody that does.
The same way.
So,
but
I'll take it into consideration. Yeah.
Listen.
It's like, okay,
it's just,
that's your opinion.
You're not going to get the, hey, how you doing? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But somebody that I genuinely care about how I make them feel, how I feel about what they feel about me, it has a different, it's like, okay, I'll receive it different.
Yeah.
Unless it's just like, no, but that's not what I was trying to do. But then my therapist always tells me, if you can't verbalize it where you can make a child understand, then you don't even know what you're feeling. I was like, God. Feelings are very delicate.
They are.
So it takes a lot. So now it's one of those where it's just like, before I start talking to people about, things that affected me, I really have to dissect it.
Yeah.
And break it down to the most basic
and I gotta
level.
get it out, or it's gonna just.
Even when I want to
I'm
text
like-
him things sometimes, she's like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Go in your notes and create. So now I have a whole thing in notes where it's things I want to text him, and then I'll type it, or anybody for that matter, you know, but he's the most, you know, one of the most important people I talk to. So it's like with him, that's where it came from. Type it out. And then I go back and read it, and it's like, yeah, I didn't even need to say that.
Because or I was like, I need to edit it because it sounds a little hard. Or like, that's another reason why I use emojis when I text. And if I'm not using emojis, you kind of know we're not there right now.
Right.
And so, because I realize that my text messages can be kind of.
Yeah, I'm going to cut you.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to.
No. I'm like, sorry, read it in the softest tone possible.
So, no.
Or voice recording. Now, like.
Yeah.
So
no,
like
those
text,
make
you
a big
cannot,
difference.
yeah.
You can't understand a person's tone, their energy, anything.
Because even me, I was like,
the fuck you say to me?
Exactly. You mean it like that?
Yeah.
Is there LOL? No.
Man. Oh. Well, I'm happy that we got together and we did this.
I am
and
too.
We talked about a lot.
We did.
We talked about a lot. This was good. This was good. And this was like that. I tell people all the time, this is like therapy for me. Weekly
talk.
And it gives me an opportunity, one, to be creative, talk to people, whether I have a guest on or not. I'm still talking. People are in the lives, you know, commenting. So it makes it to where it's like, okay, we're getting things out, and it helps me put things into fruition as well, because I have to hold myself accountable.
Well, I'm glad you had me.
I'm glad you were on too. And we've got, oh my gosh, we're going to have to, you know, link all of your stuff out there, everything, because you wear many, many hats.
Send it to you.
Yes, we're going to make sure that Ashley stays busy because, and I'm excited. And you guys are going to get to see the pictures that we did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And oh my gosh. And we got to do this magazine because now I'm like, I want to see it. I'm so excited about that.
It's coming along.
It's coming along.
Pretty well.
You got this.
Yeah.
You got this.
Yeah. I just need to take some time.
So that when you look at your schedule, just be like, okay.
I need like a day. Just a day a week to just put towards this.
Yeah.
I probably should do that today.
See? When you leave here, go and
spend at least like 2 hours working on it.
And you block off that schedule every week, and you're gonna be there.
I'm gonna put it in my calendar.
And if you need me to help you with anything,
I got you.
Call me.
If you want to be in it,
I mean, if you just want me in it, I will gladly. You tell me what you need. But thank you for joining.
You're welcome.
I'm so happy that you did this, and oh my gosh, you're gonna be the first one for International Women's Month.
Oh, come on.
Check us out.
Oh my gosh, it's next week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We got this. Okay.
January felt like it was going at a snail's pace. February was like, I don't want to be here.
February was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was gone like the first week into the second week.
And here we are. It's about to be over.
Yeah.
Just that quick. Jesus. All right.
See, that's why I got to get it done. Summer's coming up.
Well, thank you guys for joining us, and we hope that you enjoyed this conversation. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe, all the things. And I will see you next week.
You blessed like an aged bottle of wine, so fine. Not to mention if you